Hello and welcome to the Twins Off Daily podcast brought to you by twinsdaily.com. How the heck are you, Twins territory? It is a new year. It's the same old Twins Off Daily podcast. You got myself, Sweet Lou Hennessy, here with my dear friend Gregory T. Masterson, and of course, comrade Cody, ditching out, already busting his New Year's resolution. What do you think about that, Greg? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty well. We have kind of dropped the ball on recording. I believe that we have recorded 2 episodes in the last 3 months. I know that you've been working on your little live projects with more important people than us, but
Never.
it's good, man. It's good. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, etc., etc.
Yes, you too, you too. And to our dear listeners, we have missed you. It's been light, but what can we say? It's been light on Twins content in general. I mean, they haven't given us much to talk about at all. We have some fun stuff planned for tonight's episode, but we'll get into some of the nitty gritty of what the Twins have been up to. They've made a few.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
got something to say. I
okay.
forgot that this is how I wanted to. We're not really going to talk about ownership. That's not really what we do on this podcast. I think that other people are more informed on that than us. However, I there is something that I have not seen covered anywhere else, and I just want to say, and Cody's not here to get upset at me for saying this, but I feel bad. I feel bad for a billionaire, not Joe Pohlad. I feel bad for Bill Pohlad. Bill Pohlad, there's been no news that poor Bill Pohlad is doesn't own the team anymore or anything. And I just feel like that's such a nuisance for him. Like he just wants to go and make his movies. Why does Bill Pohlad have to still own the team? Why couldn't somebody buy out Bill's shares?
Yeah, I know. I mean, what he won an Oscar, didn't he? Wasn't he his production company, I believe, was on stage when 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture, I
I was
want
gonna
to
say, yeah.
say.
Yes. So yeah, 12 Years a Slave. For those of you who don't know, Bill Pohlad also did he was the executive producer on Brokeback Mountain, I know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Bill Yeah, he's made some good movies, or at least has like produced or whatever. Shout out Bill Pohlad, like the Pohlad that we never hear about, but we also like have gotten every indication that he still owns some of the Twins. And just cut him his like $200 million check and let him let him go off, man.
Low key, is Bill Pohlad the most successful Pohlad when it comes to like his passions and things that he cares about? They keep saying that they care about the Twins, but like we said, we're not going to dive into ownership stuff. But Bill Pohlad has made two Oscar-winning, arguably two of the best movies of the last 25 years. You got to think they'd be in the conversation there. Uh, that's I've never thought about it like that. Bill Pohlad, unsung hero of the Pohlad family. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, he did Tree of Life. He did let's see here, Love and Mercy. He was director and producer. Like,
Okay.
dude's had a pretty solid career. For like
Okay.
I don't think that like filmmaking is in the Pohlad blood. I think like he said I want to do that and ran off and did it. So that's awesome. Poor guy still has to own the Minnesota Twins though.
Yeah,
Like
still
that's
has to get his name dragged by loyal fans, including many loyal fans of this show. So, speaking of the show, hey,
anyway.
why don't we introduce our walk off topic before we get too off track here? Our walk off question, that is. The Twins Daily Winter Meltdown is coming up. Keep your eyes peeled. Twins Geek John Bonus has been releasing stuff on twinsdaily.com every day this week, I think, or a few times this week. He'll have details about the Twins Daily Winter Meltdown. So far, we know that it will be on Saturday, January 24th from 4 to 9 p.m. at a new location, which is yet to be released. I'm sure he'll talk about it later this week with a brand new guest or guests coming in who, Greg, I don't know about you. I have not heard who they are yet. Usually we get a little sneak peek, but I have not
No,
gotten any official word. Have
I've
you?
tried to like piece little bits and pieces together, and I think I have an idea. I think I've texted you that
Yes.
like as I was dozing off at like 1 in the morning like a week ago. I think I
Yep.
texted you my prediction, but I've not really heard anything concrete.
Yep. So that it was a solid prediction, and you'll tell us later in this episode because our walk-off question is who will Gleeman and the Geek bring in, or Twins Daily, I should say, since it's the Twins Daily Winter Meltdown. Who are they going to bring in as the special guest to be interviewed on live on stage? Let's see. Last year, right, it was Ryan Jeffers and Simeon Woods Richardson, I believe.
Yep.
They've front office folks in the past. They've had, local columnists. They've had plenty of special guests come.
It's Suhan. I bet it's Suhan.
Oh yeah, I bet it is. I bet he would love to come, and I bet they would love to have him. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments of this video. Who do you think Gleeman and the Geek should bring in as their special guests? It could be who do you think it will actually be, or who would you want them to bring on? So we will talk about that later on in today's episode. But for right now, Greg, I think we should dive right into our big inning topic, which is New Year's resolutions for our dear Minnesota Twins. Greg, do you have any New Year's resolutions? Are you much of a resolutions guy in general?
Do I seem like a resolutions guy?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to expect with you anymore. I could see you being on a
I am trying to read
self-improvement
more.
plan. I could see you thinking it's just hogwash. Why don't you give us the skinny?
I don't know. I'm trying to read a little bit more. I don't have any like
Okay.
hard and fast goals. I don't know. Like it's for me personally, this New Year's has intersected with like a new stage of my life. So I don't know. I feel like I'm on a New Year's resolution kick, but I also think that I just have a bunch of new stuff to do.
Sure, that could just be life, right? Yeah, no,
Yeah, right. So
I'm with
but
you.
I feel like I feel like the wind in my sails right now, if that makes sense. Are
Yeah.
you a resolution guy?
Not typically. In the last few years, there's been a few things that I've tried to be better about. Let's see. I want to say it was last year or maybe the year before. I don't know. It got dropped. Who knows when it was? But I had two. One was drink more water, which is a pretty classic one that a lot of people do. And the other one was eat more fried chicken. And I passed that one with flying colors. So I loved that resolution. I got to think of something
Let's
new for
go.
2026, though. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But you know what? I do have some resolutions for our Minnesota Twins, and I'm sure you have your thoughts on them as well. How about we dive right on in, buddy? Your first Minnesota Twin that I think that we should pull up a New Year's resolution for is new manager Derek Shelton. Do you have any New Year's resolutions for Derek Shelton?
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say I want him to stop pulling those pitchers so early like Rockhead Ball Dummy does. I want him to focus on defense like Tom Kelly would. No, I'm honestly like I just right now, Shelty, I don't know. I'm a little bit up in the air with kind of how I would want to see out of him. I guess right now, like there's so much up in the air that I just hope that he's a calming presence, you know?
Yeah, I think that's fair. One thing that we don't think about too much is that with Rocco Baldelli, it's hard to know what was Rocco and what was from the front office. You know what I mean? Like you got to think that Shelton was hired because he meshed well with the decision makers in the front office. But so far, we only know what we've seen from Rocco Baldelli with this front office regime. So it's hard to know what's them and like what are their philosophies and what are Rocco's. So like I think the resolution that I would have for Shelton would be just to kind of like be the changer, chart his own path. You know what I mean? Make his own reputation. Yeah. And it could look similar by all, for all we know. He's going to be pulling guys or whatever it is like we thought Rocco had, or that people thought Rocco did too much. Maybe he ends up doing the same thing, but I want him to kind of chart his own path a little bit and maybe differentiate himself if it comes to it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that he is a different, like, I think that we're doing him a disservice to act like he is just going to be exactly like Rocco, or that, both Shelton and Baldelli are just puppets of the front office and aren't going to have, like, there are going to be changes. And I think that, like, even if they're not like gargantuan change, I don't know how many like large changes there really are in modern baseball at this point, but there are going to be noticeable things that they do differently. And I'm looking forward to seeing those play out.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. All right, let's move on to Derek Shelton's, we'll say star player, Mr. Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton, I'll start with my resolution for him. Drink more milk. I want him to get some strong bones. I want him to stay healthy. We saw what it's been like the last 2 years where he's been reasonably on the field for a good amount, or, what many would consider to be an acceptable amount. I'm okay with, I expect some regression from him as he enters his 30s. I think that's going to be to be expected. But if he can stay healthy, that's going to be super key for him and for this lineup. So I had drink more milk, get that calcium, strengthen those bones up, add a little fat, maybe. You know what I mean? I would love it if he entered a new phase of life where he got just. I can't picture what he would look like, chunky whatsoever. But like, you know what I mean? Where you
Like
see
Corey Hunter
players.
size.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, so like you see players, I'm not going to say Barry Bonds because he got sizable from probably some other reasons too, but you know what I mean? Where like they're speedsters early on in their career and then they start
Yeah.
bulking up and they kind of, their physique changes. I think it'd be interesting to see what that would look like with Byron Buxton. So maybe that's a lot of milk that would lead him there. Do you have any other resolution for Mr. Buxton?
Yeah, I mean, on that note, I am curious, like when he does end up moving to a corner, I think that there will be kind of a bulking up phase there where he's gonna get a little bit stronger. The range is not going to be nearly as important. Honestly, my resolution, you kind of alluded to it, just like maintain or like don't necessarily have like a large, like even like a small drop off offensively from where he was last season. If he can just be like that very strong bat, I don't think you're ever going to get, some out of this world offensive performance from Byron Buxton like we saw in like 2021. Like that's never going to happen and never was going to happen. But if he can just be like a well above average hitter, like at what I think last year it was like a 130 WRC plus, about
Right.
30% above league average. If he can be in that ballpark again, that's really all I want from him, and stay mostly healthy.
Yeah, we would love that. We would absolutely love that. All right, so drink more milk for Byron Buxton. My next player that I had, Joe Ryan, kind of a similar thing. I said eat healthy, but then in parentheses, drink less raw milk. I don't know if this is what it was, but remember, like, I think it was 2024. He had just a debilitating stomach issue or something that really cost
Yeah.
him like 6 weeks. And I have no proof that it was raw milk, but just knowing him as a person and in a person as a personality, I could see him being the kind of dude who's into that kind of stuff and got some sort of a stomach bug like that. So that may be too simplistic, but I think my message for him or my resolution deals more with there always seems to be some midpoint of the season in late July or August where something happens. He gets hurt. He drinks some raw milk and has the scoots. He falls off for those last like 5 or 6 weeks. And it would be so nice if he could get through a whole season healthy and effective. And I guess that you want that for every player, of course, but for him, it's just so enticing, so exciting to see the front half of these seasons where he looks legitimately awesome. He looks like a top 5 pitcher in the league last year. You know what I mean? And like, and then he just kind of fell off the table there. But I don't know. What do you think about Mr. Joe Ryan?
Yeah, maybe he should stop pushing cars in the off season. I know that is a big thing for Twins pitchers who fall off towards the end of the year. Maybe
Uh,
we get him off the beach. No, I don't know. I've been trying to think of like the right way, the not accusatory way of saying this, but hmm, stop pouting a little bit.
there you go. Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I guess.
That's a typical like
Control your
resolution for
emotions.
most people though, like complain
Yeah,
less. And
yeah,
not to say that he's
yeah.
got this reputation as like a huge complainer, but he has
No, no,
he's very
absolutely not.
vocal. He's vocal about his
Yes.
criticisms and about stuff. Yeah.
So so that I think that's where I'll leave it. Again,
Okay.
if anybody had ever watched me play sports, they would know that I have like the most expressive face ever. It's a miracle that I only got teed up a couple times. So
Oh, I would love to see some
no
footage of that,
judgment,
man.
but
I would love to see some footage of you getting just getting the big T. Um, Yeah, Joe Ryan. Let's see. I had another side one for him. Oh, I mean, people aren't going to want to hear this, but I want him to continue being the best trade that this front office has ever had, and even if that means being traded again for the biggest haul, this if things go south for the team
Nelson
and
Cruz trade tree.
July
Nelson
comes
Cruz
on,
trade tree.
yeah, give
Let's
the tree
go.
a really healthy next
Let's
branch,
go.
or be that healthy branch for years to
I
come. I would love
cannot
that
wait
too.
to write that up. If God forbid, if Joe Ryan gets traded, I would never advocate for it. But if it did, oh, I can't wait to write that up.
Dude, those trade trees are your bread and butter. Like those are paying your mortgage every month. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I
I,
would
I
love.
st- I got some nice hits on the Delman Young, which was 2 off seasons ago, but because Shane Baz got traded this offseason,
Oh
I got
yeah,
like I got like 3,000 hits off of that because if you look up Delman Young trade tree, the the first result is the Delman Young trade tree.com, and the second one is Old Greg. So
old Greg. There you
I'm a
go.
I'm a big one for that one.
Let's get that one some more clicks so that can be number one. All right, perfect. All right, next player we have, our next Twins member, we have Mr. Brooks Lee. Do you have any resolutions off the top of your head for Brooks Lee before I get into mine?
Yeah, make better swing decisions.
Okay,
Stop chasing. Maybe get a little faster, but I think that's probably out the window.
could be.
Brooks Lee, be ready for whatever role is going to be thrown your way this season.
Yeah. So when I was pulling this concept up, I looked at like what are some popular New Year's resolutions just for typical people, and one of them is like learn a new skill. And I think
Mhm.
Brooks Lee has plenty of skills, but he has nothing that really like stands out right now. Like he's passable at short, he's a decent hitter, but or I mean, coming up through the minors, he had a reputation of being like a pretty
Yeah.
good, solid contact hitter. Hopefully, some power that can emerge. He's got a decent arm, but not a ton of range. Anyway, I want him to be like really good at one thing at least. You know what I mean? Like find one thing that like you're really good at, even if it's not shortstop. You know what I mean? If we find out this year that
Mhm.
shortstop is not in his future, he could still be I really liked what I saw from him at third base and at second base. And of course, we have two other players there that we're looking forward to and who probably could not move to shortstop. But find something that you're good at, dude. Like find one thing at least this year that you're like, okay, at least the defense came around. At least he stopped, like you said, stopped swinging so much and making poor contact, stuff like that. Get one for right now, get one skill that you're really, really good at. I think that would be a attainable, realistic resolution for Mr. Brooks Lee.
I mean, I think that like the one skill right now is just like putting the bat to ball, but he's got kind of the Williams Astudillo curse, like
Yeah.
where he can put his bat on anything, except maybe balls low in the zone. Um, no, yeah, and I don't know, man. I think that there is like even if he's not a starting caliber shortstop, I think that he is like a good utility infielder that could be incredibly valuable. I love him at second. I love him at third. It's one of those cases where you can see the pathway there, but like the cliff or like the hill that he needs to get up, you're just not sure how he's going to cross that hill. If
Yes.
that makes
Yep.
sense.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of the Twin success is going to fall on guys like Brooks Lee. You know what I mean? These kind of post type
100%.
prospects, and we've said that before about guys like Eddie Julian and Jose Miranda, but Brooks Lee's on a different level than those guys where he has a different prospect pedigree than those guys did. You know what I mean?
And he's a
Like,
different type of player. Like he's
yes.
not a gimmick play. Like I've talked about this before, but guys like it is an insane proposition to say like I want like Jose Miranda and Edouard Julian, these like weird, not weird, but like these odd ducks, these very unique profiles, like
Yeah.
Emmanuel Rodriguez. Like if those weird profiles can just come through, like that's not what you're dealing with Brooks Lee. It's like you see like the pieces that are all at like a 45 grade, and it's like, can I get something over like to a 55 grade? Just
Yeah.
like just push it across, and all of a sudden now he's got something that he can kind of lean on and be like an average MLB regular, maybe a slightly above average.
Yep.
But like it's so up in the air.
Yeah. No.
But he's a ball player.
He is. He's a baller. He's a baller, baby. Okay, the next two I have are connected, and I gave them kind of the same resolution, and that was Josh Bell and Matt Wallner. guys, we need you to foster some strength. We need you to ding some dongs, because if these guys are not hitting it over the fence, their value is going to absolutely crater. So I said that I need them to continue fostering strength. They both shown that they're big, strong dudes who can ding dongs. Your favorite type of player, Greg. I need we need this team is lacking in power, man. They need these two to hit a bunch of home runs. Otherwise, they're not really useful on this roster. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the things that always surprises me every time that I look at Matt Wallner's stats is he had his career high in home runs at 22 last year. Now, granted, he had like 400 plate appearances, so
Yep.
over 600 plate appearances, that'd be what, 30 some home runs,
Right.
though he's not going to get 600 plate appearances most likely because he's going to be platooned, though he's held his own somewhat against lefties. So I think that he's maybe down the line on if you're trying to line up guys to platoon with. But yeah, both of them have that weird curse where it's like you look at them, you watch them swing, you watch them play, and you're like, these guys have got to be hitting like 30 home runs a year. And I mean, obviously Wallner hasn't. He's not played a full year. Josh Bell has had one season in 2019 where he hit 37. The most he's hit since then, or outside of that year, is 27, and he plays like every single day. So I don't know. Maybe they can unlock that. They have seemed to like Josh Bell profile players where you've got a lot of bat to ball skills, maybe don't have the best other tools as a hitter, and you try to grow some power in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't really talked about Josh Bell. I don't mind that signing. But yeah, both of them. It's like, when are we going to see like gargantuan power from gargantuan dudes? They're both big dudes who I don't know if they ding dongs or not.
Yeah, I know. I think they will. I on paper, I think they should. But like I said, sometimes that right center field in Target Field gets pretty deep, with the big wall out there. And, that probably leads to, then again, I guess I'm not sure. They're both super slow, especially Josh Bell. I'm not sure how many doubles are going to come off that wall for him if he can't get it over. You know what I mean? I guess I'm a little concerned about that. But he is a switch hitter. He could hit it over the fence and right too. And down the line in left field might be a friendly spot for him. So we'll just have to see, but I want to see both of those dudes foster that strength. This team, especially in the second half of last year, dude, they just needed some home runs desperately. So even if it comes at the expense of some OBP, some on base, I would love to see some more home runs from the meat of their lineup. Okay, next guy I have
competent. Sorry, I was just going to say, like, second half, like, it's even if there was like competent behavior, competent performance from guys, like, there is no power. And if you can't get power out of anybody other than Byron Buxton, like, if you can't get it in the corner outfield, corner infield, like, what are we doing, man? Anyway,
God, remember how much people complained about how all the strikeouts when the offense was really good, and then they got exactly what they wished for, which was less strikeouts, and things have been absolutely terrible since. It's funny how that.
What I wouldn't give for Michael A. Taylor and Joey Gallo striking out combined 5 times a game, but hitting a home run every other day.
Yeah, that's fine, man. Yeah, no.
Go for it, dog.
All right, next up, I have Mr. Luke Keeschall. For Luke Keeschall, I had protect yourself. I want him to, if I could give him from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Bucky Barnes's like metal arm to have, I would absolutely love that, because he broke his forearm, had Tommy John surgery, messed up his thumb sliding into a base. Like, this dude, his arms, like, I just want to wrap them in bubble wrap because he's such an exciting player, and I was really, really excited by what I saw from him, even post injury when he came back, obviously last year. So, like, from the offensive standpoint, he's going to be one of your everyday players. Like, he needs to be in the lineup every day, basically. And
100%.
And he especially, it's going to be so difficult if he misses, long stretches of time, if he messes up his thumb sliding, or he gets hit by a pitch again, or you know what I mean? And there's not a lot of control in some of those things. So this is a little facetious, but like, I just want that dude to be healthy. And we could say that about a lot of guys in this lineup, but for Keishall in his sophomore year to like continue on that positive momentum, I think is going to be super key for the future of this lineup over the next, 3-5 years, whatever it is.
Yeah, and I've got two. One's less important. The other one's pretty important. The first one, less important, is show you can play a little bit of center field. I think that there's
Oh,
actually listen, I don't want to see James Outman anymore. And unless they can find another backup center fielder, James Outman is probably sticking around. So between Luke Keishel and Dollar Store Luke Keishel, Austin Martin, one of those guys has to show some center field chops. No hate to, obviously, I'm just joking. I don't hate James Outman or anything. I don't know. It's another topic, but I don't understand the construction of this lineup. Anyway,
yeah.
the important one, brother has got to find a new walk-up song. I don't want to hear the Rocky "Gotta Fly Now" theme. Like, I don't know, man. Like
that one should be reserved for like moments in the game. Like I remember
yes.
when I think it was like 2016 or something, bases were loaded in the bottom of the ninth and Joe Mauer came up as a pinch hitter and they started playing that. That's exciting. I like it for like moments like that, but you're right. When it's a 7-4 ball game in the fourth inning of a slog in early September and like it loses that effect. You know, it's
and I'm not one to like knock somebody's appearance or anything, but Luke Keishel just kind of looks like generic athlete number 7. You know, do you know what I mean? You know, like if you were just to like draw a baseball player, he might just look like Luke Keishel, right? So for him to also come up to "Gotta Fly Now," like it's like you are in some backlot movie
yeah.
stage, and somebody's like, "Oh, we got to put together the baseball scenes. Call up the guy who has can play baseball on his acting resume, and what song? The sports song." And they're like, "Eye of the Tiger." Like, oh no, that's a little bit too on the nose. Okay, what about "Gotta Fly Now" or "Better Fly Now"? I can't remember
Gotta fly now.
which
Gotta
one
fly
it is.
now. Yep.
"Gotta Fly Now."
Oh
Like
man.
that, it is so like straight out of the box. I'm a baseball player.
Yeah.
That's my big thing for Luke Keishel.
I love that. Hey, you're right though. On your first one though, he's going to be an important player, and if he can, as one of the few really standout right-handed hitters on this team, like of course there's Byron Buxton, and there's, we'll talk about Royce Lewis in a little bit, and there's Ryan Jeffers. Besides that, there's not a ton of like right-handed thump in this lineup as it currently stands. So like he's going to be really important, and if he can either play the outfield a little bit, which as of right now, I'm skeptical because of the noodle arm. Of course, you got to give it time to recover after the Tommy John surgery and everything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it? I guess I didn't watch enough minor league games with him when he was, spotting some time in left field. I don't know how strong it was back then, but I find it hard to believe that it's going to become a strength. I don't know. We'll see. But that would be really nice if he could be a fit out there, at least in the mix. Like that would be huge, especially if Kalen Culpepper keeps ascending and can make his debut, whether that's at short or Brooks Lee goes to second, or Kalen Culpepper's just at second and pushes Luke Keishel to an outfield option. That's going to be huge. That would be excellent. Maybe Keishel at first base, platooning with Cody Clemens and Josh Bell.
It's respect Eric Wagaman. Respect Eric Wagaman.
Where is he on my resolution list?
Emergency.
Yeah.
My resolution for Eric Wagaman is make the majors. Make it back up.
How about just don't be Jonah Bride 2.0? Don't be Jonah Bridesmaid. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, let's see. Who do I have on my list? I just have a few more here. Let's dive right into it. How about our friend Royce Lewis? The resolution that I had for Royce is to listen more. And you could take that to mean talk less, but I personally love it when he talks, even when he says, like our segment suggests, that Royce Lewis. Royce Lewis always says the darndest things, and I love it but I would like him to listen more, maybe just a little bit. His commentary is honest, and I appreciate that from players. Sometimes it can come across just a little, dare I say, self-centered. I don't know, self-focused a little bit.
Mm.
I would love it if he adopted some sort of mentality of listening to his teammates and his coaches more, and focusing on that aspect maybe. But at the same time, I love it when he says those darndest things. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, as much as I love having a segment where we go over the most recent time that Royce Lewis says nobody loves me, why doesn't anybody love me? I think it would be better for all involved. But it's so gosh darn funny. It is so funny. I guess for me, my resolution for Royce Lewis, and it sort of comes back to what we're talking about here, but can we start wearing gear like sweatbands and everything that match the jersey that we're wearing? I'm sick and tired of seeing Royce Lewis come out in like with like the baby blue sweats on with the
Mm.
navy jersey, or wearing the yellow City Connect armband when he's wearing his home white. Like, come on, you know what, man? I'm just gonna say it. You haven't been playing well enough. You haven't been playing well enough to do that quirky stuff. Just like you haven't really been playing well enough to be wondering why nobody calls you anymore.
Oh, I'm
That might have
sorry.
been a little harsh, but
I didn't realize all the cheap guys couldn't accessorize. I didn't realize that.
my bad.
My bad, my bad. No, but I mean, Royce, I think this is going to be a big year for him. This is going to be,
Oh
his
yeah.
chance to regain some of the early reputation that he had in his career where he looked like an absolute star. I give him a ton of props for the improvements that he made defensively last year. I was impressed by that, and
100%.
I think that he is a very serviceable third baseman defensively now, whereas there was a lot of questions on that the years coming up. But now he needs to regain some of that bat control, and he needs to find a system that works for him. And hopefully, it's with some of these new hitting coaches and with Shelty aboard, getting him back on that track, at least pointed in that direction, is going to be huge for the Twins. Like we talked about with Brooks Lee, Royce Lewis might be the most pivot point for this team, or in this lineup at least. So very important.
I don't think that I don't think that there's really much chance of him becoming the guy he was in 23, etc. But man, if he could just have a plus bat, that is a really really good MLB player, and that takes this team up like a full step. And you know what? He's still got 3 years arbitration after this, right? Yeah, like he's got some time to become one of the not cheap guys. If
Yeah,
he can put together like a couple good years here, man, like he's setting himself up. He's still young. Like I know that I sometimes come across as like the number one Royce Lewis hater, but man, like if he can just be like, if he can get to like 80% of what he was doing in 2023, early 2024, like that is a huge, like that is more than any free agent signing would mean, even if the Twins were
yeah,
playing or were spending money this offseason. And it's impossible to count on
yeah.
that. I get that, but man, like the variance, like the distribution of how this could go for him and the team is enormous.
Yeah, no, it really is. I'm just looking up some of his numbers last year. So his second half was better than his first, but still under what maybe we would hope for him. So he had a 249 batting average with a 723 OPS. That's roughly league average, right? Like 723 to
Yeah,
725 to
yeah,
750 is right around league average. If that could be his slow first half, you know what I mean? Like if he comes into 2026 and
yeah,
does that in the first
yeah.
half and then makes more improvements, a big jump after that, I would gladly take that. That would be just fine. That would be, right above league average with some good defense and at least some pop in the bat, whether, even if his on base percentage is hovering right around 300 or whatever it is. If he can be that exciting middle of the order bat, he can be healthy, he can continue those strides defensively at third base. I'll gladly take that from a what, he's going into his first year of arbitration here, like a
He's a super
player that'd be good value for a team that is seeking that at this point. So yeah, we'll see. Mr. Royce Lewis. Let's see.
No, he's not super too. Why did I say that? Sorry. I'm just talking to myself over here. While you provide expert analysis.
Yes, yeah, clear expert analysis of Fangraphs going on Fangraphs.com. Something nobody else does. All right, the next few I have are Twins adjacent. Do you have any other members of the actual Minnesota Twins that you want to talk about some resolutions for?
I mean, he wears a Twins jersey. TC Bear needs to apologize for his crimes.
Yes.
I would say that.
He should step down. He should step down. He should say he's not running for mascot. Amy Klobuchar for next mascot. Anyway, sorry, continue. That's a joke for Cody.
Cody would have loved that joke. I think that there's one player. I don't exactly. Maybe I'll propose this to you. What would you have for Trevor Larnach's New Year's resolution? What would you say Trevor Larnach should focus on, other than maybe tipping at coffee shops?
Yeah, generosity. Work on his generosity. That would be good. First of all, is that the music we're going to roll with for "Is Trevor Larnach Still a Twin"?
So like quick on-air production meeting. Yep. For some reason, I still can't hear any of the music playing on StreamYard, so I'm just guessing.
Okay.
They have a preloaded one that says rock, and so I just hit the button. I don't know if the intro outro was long enough or short enough. I have no idea. I was playing it in my head when I realized that I couldn't hear it. Yep. But yeah, so I guess this is going to be our new Trevor Larnach song. This is royalty free. So, so let's play our newest segment. Everybody's favorite segment is Chris Paddock Still a Twin is retired, but we've got another guy we need to talk about. And I don't like, I think every offseason there is like one guy who's canonized among Twins fans as like no longer a Twin. And this year it is very clearly Trevor Larnach. If you ask anybody to like drop an opening day lineup, Trevor Larnach played like 140 games last year, and not a single human being is penciling Trevor Larnach into a role for next year.
Literally led the team in games last year.
Yes, like it's absurd. And you know what? I'm on board. Like I also am not penciling Trevor Larnach in. I think that he's gone. But from here on, we're going to be checking in on the Trevor Larnach status every offseason episode, and potentially in through the season. We might actually, like, he's got another year of team control. Maybe we're going to play this for 2 years. But as of recording, which is January 5th, 2026, Trevor Larnach is still a Twin. Back to you, Lou.
Love it. Hey, all right, real quick with the on-air production meeting. I almost think we got to just roll with the Chris Paddock music. Greg, I know you can't hear this, but I'm playing it for 5 seconds. Is Trevor Larnach still a Twin? I love that music.
Good with that
little Breaking Bad riff. Anyway, we'll work on it, but I love that as a segment. And Trevor Larnach,
in case anybody's listening, this is not a Breaking Bad riff. Please, AMC and Vince Gilligan and I don't know, Bryan Cranston, please do not sue us. We're only worth like 3 cents.
Yeah, no, please do not sue us. We need this. All right. Do you have any other Twins members for resolutions here?
No, I think, I mean, other than I don't know, Bailey Ober, figure out your thing. Walker Jenkins, please stretch before games. Yeah. What's the kid's name? Alex Jackson. Have a batting average above 140.
Make a name for yourself. Greg can't even remember it.
Justin Topa. Don't come in with men on base. I think that's a big one for Justin Topa.
Okay.
Eric Orsi. Make sure that everybody remembers you. Everybody forgets that Eric Orsi's a Twin.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that's what I've got.
That's true. Okay, cool. All right. Some Twins adjacent members that I have some resolutions for. First one, John Bonus and the other owners of Twins Daily. My resolution for you is to invest in your talent, especially starting with the podcast hosts. Invest your money wisely. I think that would be in Ol Gregg and Sweet Lou's pockets. So please invest in us. And the last one I have is for our friend Comrade Cody. My resolution for you, my friend, is to see your friends more. Please, I think that's really important. We care about you. We miss you. Please come hang out with us. Stuff happens, but it breaks my heart every time our boy bails on us. What do you think, Greg?
Like getting that text message a minute after we were supposed to start recording saying, "Sorry, fellas, I ain't gonna be able to make it." Classic Comrade Cody.
Classic.
Love him.
Classic. We do. We love Comrade
Who knows?
Cody.
We'll probably see him in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like hopefully he'll be at the Twins Daily Winter Meltdown, but we'll see if he bails on that too. We'll see. But Comrade Cody, we miss you. We'll see you next time, my friends. All right, dude. That's all I got for resolutions. Should we move on to the next segment?
Yeah, let's move on to the next segment.
Next segment is everybody's favorite. It's Greg's Gripes.
Is it done? Okay,
Yep.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. Lou, aren't you supposed to be? I don't have the script. Everybody, Gregory's always got something in his craw, grinding his gears. Let's turn it over to him and see what he has to say. Oh, hello. Thank you, Lou. And Gregory's Gripes is brought to you by Cue Cards. Cue Cards. If I had one, I'd have read it. Okay, so it's been a while. I actually thought about just like doing a rapid fire, like 10 gripes off the cuff, but we rescheduled our recording and I had it in my brain yesterday and I did not write any of them down. But I've got one. So this might be a little bit post-Christmas, but I apologize. We haven't recorded since 3 weeks before Christmas. So you're getting a Christmas gripe. Or actually not a Christmas gripe. You know, Last Christmas by Wham. You're familiar?
Yes.
George Michael, and I don't know who the other guy in Wham is, but
doesn't matter.
I have several family members who I love dearly who love Last Christmas. It's their favorite Christmas song. But Last Christmas isn't a Christmas song. Are you in agreement with this?
I would say mostly, yeah. They say the word Christmas, but that's all it is, right?
Yeah, like Last Christmas is about what happened last Christmas. I think conservatively, you could sing Last Christmas anytime between like January 1st and December 24th. I think that you've got like a week like after Christmas where you're probably not singing Last Christmas, but like it's about things that happened last Christmas and resolving to this Christmas, not let them happen again. It's not a Christmas song. It shouldn't be played at Christmas. It should be played anytime. If it was a good song, it could be played anytime, but it's not. It gets by on Christmas goodwill. You know, like there are certain genres of music that the music isn't good, but because they're within this genre for, different times of year or different people, like they are built up. But if like exposed to the broader music world, if left to fight for itself as a song by itself and not like a Christmas song, it wouldn't have any fans. And Last Christmas is one of those, and it's not a Christmas song. And yet we measure it up against the cruddy rest of the Christmas songs, because the Christmas songs are so bad, man. Like if this was held up against just like songs in general, nobody would care about Last Christmas. Not a Christmas song, but it gets held up against Christmas songs, and it's like it's passable. And some people love it for I don't even know why. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Well, that I could tell that was grinding you for a few weeks there, because I heard that song like every day for a solid 3.5 weeks leading up to Christmas.
Same. Might even be every time I get in the car with my family.
Yeah. Okay. So that song, I agree, pretty mid. I mostly like Christmas music, but now that I started to think about it, there's plenty of like Christmas movies that we consider to be Christmas movies that have just like nothing to do with Christmas. And people will say, oh, Die Hard, it's a Christmas movie, which I think that has an argument, but that same argument could be made for like It's a Wonderful Life. You know what I mean? Like that's a Christmas
Yeah.
classic, but it takes place over one Christmas for part of it, right? But there's not really themes
Mhm.
of what Christmas is about, stuff like that. Um, yeah,
I
that's
mean, is A
interesting to think
Christmas
about.
Carol a Christmas movie?
No,
It's about Christmas, but it has
it
nothing to
deals
do
with the
with
theme.
Christmas. It's about Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah, and maybe the themes of gratefulness and generosity, stuff like that. I can hear that a little bit, but for
Okay,
Christmas,
what about this one?
yeah,
Obviously, like, I don't wanna do the is Die Hard a Christmas movie, is a hot dog a sandwich. I've
yeah,
never
yeah,
actually watched Home Alone, any of the Home Alone movies. They were
dude,
too violent. I
dude.
wasn't allowed to, like, growing up because they were too violent, like, Lenny gets hit in the head with a shovel, whatever. Um, uh, do they actually have anything to do with Christmas? Or
The family leaves town because they're on Christmas vacation and they're like going on a Christmas break. And the mom is trying to get home by Christmas to be with her son on Christmas, stuff like that. So there's a little bit of the timing stuff there. But yeah, there'd be an argument that Home Alone doesn't have a ton of Christmas themes necessarily, more so just the setting. Yeah, I think that could be the case for a lot of Christmas movies. So yeah, very interesting,
actually,
Greg.
one of the reason I'm not watching, Home Alone is that there's a character in there that people have said I look like. I don't know what his name is, like, Biz or Boof or
People say you look like Buzz, the brother, the mean brother.
yeah, people said I look like him, and then I looked him up, I was like, "You can't." I was so mad at the lady at the gas station, like, I was, like, getting her
Dude,
and she's like,
that's great.
"Look
Okay.
like Boof," or whatever his name is, and I was like, "Oh, okay, okay," and I went home and I looked it up like, "Come on, man." This is like when people say I look like Sloth from the Goonies.
Hey, you guys. Oh,
Are you
man.
okay, dude?
Oh, I love that. Greg, that's knowing what your face looks like. I love seeing that. What's funny is there's another character who looks like your avatar here with the beard. So,
Is
anyway,
there an old person? Oh, Santa Claus, yeah.
yeah, Santa's not in the movie. But
Oh.
Greg, that was a good gripe. Greg is out on Christmas, or at least he's out on Wham. So good one, Greg. Why don't we boogie on down to our last segment of the day, buddy? It is the closer. All right, it is time for our last segment, which is the closer. It is our revolving games that we like to play here. Greg, I'm going to put you through a round of blind lineup. This is where I bring up 9 Twins members or Twins adjacent members, and you have to put them in
Oh,
a
wait,
lineup and
sorry.
read them
I'm gonna
out
cut you
on.
off really quick. I
Yeah,
just thought of I just realized that there is a resolution that I wanted to give.
okay,
This is to the Twins media. Be nicer
okay.
to Joe Pohlad.
Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted to sneak that in there. Joe Pohlad is not in this blind lineup, just so you know.
I know, but that I just remembered that was how Tom started his, press conferences by pointing out how
Oh
mean
yeah.
everybody was to Joe.
Be nice. Be nice to him. Give him a
Sorry, now that
softball here.
okay, one other thing from that press conference that I wanted to point out that I
All
don't
right.
think I've seen anybody cover, but it was very funny, and I think that it was just, like, a question catching him off guard. Um, but there was a moment where, somebody asked, like, "Are you gonna invest more in the team? Like, are you gonna push payroll up?" And he said, "No, I don't think that we're there yet." And our Matt Trueblood asked him, "Okay, so, like, from the sounds of it, we've kind of been, or the Twins have kind of been falling behind in, like, spending on analytics and background stuff. Are you
Yeah.
gonna increase that?" And his response was just, "I don't know." That
Okay.
that tickled me. Just like, "Oh, okay. Well, if it's not going into the payroll and it's not going into the background, I don't know where it's going." And I'm sure he just got caught off guard. I'm sure that
Sure.
there's all that sort of stuff going on behind the scenes. But that tickled me. I laughed out loud when I heard it. And I don't think I've seen anybody point it out because it's a little bit of a pot shot. But I found that so funny.
Good question, Matt.
No, no,
Good.
we're not spending more on the team, or on the payroll. Okay, will you do it on analytics? I don't know.
I don't know. I think we all know what that means.
Anyway,
Anyway. All right. So we're gonna play blind lineup. I'm gonna give Greg 9 players, he has to put them in a spot in the lineup and a spot in the field. So why don't we start, Greg? Your first player is Byron Buxton.
Let's bet him number 2 and put him in center field.
Okay, probably smart. Your next player is Brian Dozier.
Dozier, let's lead him off and put him in second base.
All right, some right-handed thump right off the bat. I love that. Next player, Max Kepler.
Ooh, let's bat him 6th. Put him in right field.
All right.
All right.
Your next player is media personality Trevor Plouffe.
Trevor Plouffe. Let's put him at third base and bat him 8th. We're facing a righty, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, let's bat him 8th.
Well, then again, we have 2 righties leading. Anyway, whatever. All right, Trevor Plouffe batting 8th, playing third base. Your next player, former Twins All-Star Eduardo Nunez.
Eduardo Nunez. Okay. Well, I guess that he's probably playing shortstop. Let's bet him 7th.
Okay, Eduardo Nunez batting 7th. Next player is Robbie Grossman.
Robbie Grossman. He's DHing. Let's bet him 5th. I feel like this is the opening day lineup in 2015, maybe.
It's
we're
not
working from.
Good guess, but it is
Okay.
not. All right, so you had Grossman DHing batting 5th. Your next player, Joe Mauer.
Oh wait, I forgot to type it in. Joe Mauer is gonna catch. Yeah, catch and bat 3rd.
Okay. Catching and batting 3rd, Mr. Joe Mauer. That's tough because your next player is Mr. Juan Centeno.
Oh, shoot. I should have seen this coming. Well, Centeno is going to play first base and bat 9th.
Okay. That means your cleanup hitter is Mr. Oswaldo Arcia.
Ooh, left field, batting 4th, Oswaldo Arcia.
Yeah. All right. So Greg has batting first, Brian Dozier at second base. Batting second, Byron Buxton and center field. Batting third, Joe Mauer playing catcher. Batting cleanup is Oswaldo Arcia in left field. Batting 5th is Robbie Grossman DHing. Batting 6th is Max Kepler in right. Batting 7th is Eduardo Nunez at shortstop. Batting 8th is Trevor Plouffe at 3rd. And batting 9th is Juan Centeno playing first base. Honestly, dude, pretty workable right there. Like, of course, you'd probably have Juan Centeno catching and Mauer playing. Yeah. All things considered, I mean, this was after Mauer switched off of catching, so like that wasn't an option in reality. So this lineup is from June 14th, 2016. That is Oswaldo Arcia's last game with the Minnesota Twins. And I bring that up because the Twins just signed his younger brother, Orlando Arcia, to a minor league deal. He has a pretty clear shot to make the big leagues, but then again, do we want that to happen? Like, I looked at some of his numbers over the last 4 years. Dude has been abysmal. He's been so bad since that World Series team with the Braves. But did the Twins sign the wrong Arcia? No, but I thought it was interesting.
I think that there's a pretty clear kind of runoff between Arcia and Ryan Preidler, probably, for your backup shortstop. Squirt gun to your head. Which way would you go at this point in the offseason?
Oh, man. I guess you could say that Arcia has more of a track record, but that track kind of looked pretty terrible for the last couple of runs. So I guess I'd give it to Arcia, but it's not a squirt gun I want it pointed at my head. How about you?
I mean, so for the listeners at home, Arcia has had one season of his career where he has been at like a league average, like a 100 plus OPS plus, so a league average hitter. He's hovered around league average. Like in 2023, he had a 99 OPS plus, right at around league average. However, last year his OPS was 625. That was 25% below league average. And the year before, and last year, So sorry, so 2024 he had a 625 OPS. Last season 2025 he had a 529 OPS.
Oh,
It's ugly, man. Like that is significantly worse than Christian Vasquez.
I'm
He
switching. I'm
was
switching my vote. I'm going Kreidler. I'm going Kreidler. At
like
least he's
it,
speedy. At least
it's
he's got some defensive chops.
like he was playing like at one point last year he was playing like first base for the Rockies. Like
Yeah,
it was not good. He was batting low in the Rockies order.
it's a bad sign.
And so the other thing though is like I don't have much of any faith in either of them hitting,
Yeah,
but Arcia is 31 years old. He is not really 31. No, he's yeah. So this will be his age 31 season. He's over the hill. Not exactly probably a shortstop much anymore. I think that he can probably play passable shortstop. I'm
right.
guessing he would be somewhere in the Brooks Lee camp. I would maybe slightly worse,
Yeah,
which is
probably.
not good. So like I'm fine with him at second and third, but I don't think that he hits well enough to play second or third. Whereas Kreidler, I have no qualms about him being a shortstop defensively.
Okay. Yeah,
So and it's not like Arcia has like platoon splits either.
that's true.
He was not good against lefties either. In case that's something that you care about, I
I'm
don't know.
I'm
I
I'm
feel
for
like
sure
if they
going
signed him,
Kreidler.
like there's a decent chance. Like yeah, I don't know.
I'm going Kreidler,
I,
but then again, I would probably prefer the guy that they DFA'd to make this transaction, which was Ryan Fitzgerald. Out of those three, I think I would probably go with Fitzgerald, but that might not be in the cards anymore. Anyway,
yeah. When are we going to hear if he's still in the organization?
yeah, it's got to come up. It's got to be coming pretty soon. He's
Also, I just got a text from Comrade Cody that he was sad that he couldn't come on. He wanted to. I quote, "I did want to talk about platoon-proof third baseman Eric Wagaman. I have no idea where he's going with that. That
we'll
might be
have
Cody
to-
having a Josh with us, but
could be could be. Anyway, Cody, we miss you, buddy. And Oswaldo Arcia, sure we miss you too a little bit. All right, dude. Why don't we land this plane with our walk-off question? Who should Twins Daily bring for their special guests to be interviewed by Gleeman and the Geek on stage? My answer, Bonus on the podcast has been saying that it's somebody new, somebody brand new, or he said uncharted territory, I think, for this kind of guest.
mm.
I'm wondering if it's their significant others. What if it's Chrissy and Becky? Their significant others. They've teased about doing an episode in the past. I would love to see it. I think it'd be really funny. I don't know either of them personally, but I think that it'd be pretty daunting to do that episode live in front of 250 people or 300 people, however many people they squeeze into wherever we're going. But I would love to see it. I think it'd be really fun. From what I gather, they're pretty cool people. So I would love to hear them on the podcast. And I think it'd be really fun to have them as a special guest. You know that they're probably going to be there anyway. So why not get them on the stage?
Yeah.
What do you think, Greg?
That would be very funny. Like as surprise guests, it's like
Or
last
like,
year we got and current twins. Actually, the last 2 years we've had 4 current twins, and this year it's our significant other.
yeah,
Everybody,
we're gonna play the newlywed game. That'd be fun.
That would be such a funny. That's a good one. Well, I mean, I first of all, I have to ask: should Twins Daily interview Miguel Sano?
Oh, there we go.
The best Dominican League winter ball hitter this season. And he just made like $1 million. He's going to Japan. Like big things happening for Miguel Sano. So should Twins Daily interview Miguel Sano? I don't know. My go-to on this is always going to be AJ Przinsky. I think that would be just the best possible interview. I have no idea if they could, if that's in the cards. If AJ will ever come back to Twins Fest, I don't know. Maybe 3 owners later, he's interested in it.
Maybe. So like Gleeman is on his show, Foul Territory, a decent amount.
Yeah.
So like they know each other. That would be kind of fun, but I think you're right. I think it would be a matter of getting him to Twins Fest. So Yeah, man. Cool. Well, sounds good. Dear listeners, please let us know who you would like to see as a special guest at the Twins Daily Winter Meltdown. And keep your eyes peeled on Twins Daily for further details regarding that event. We hope to see you there. I should be able to make at least part of it. Greg, there's a chance you'll be there. And I think Comrade Cody is getting his ducks in a row so that he could attend too. But it's always a good time. I've had a lot of fun at those the last few years, partying with the Twins Daily people and having a really good time with some cool Twins fans. And we hope you can join us. So that would be great. Greg, any final words before we take off here?
Vociferously.
Well
And
said.
Mesothelioma.
Mesothelioma. Okay. All right. Good one. Well, on behalf of Greg and dearly, I don't want to say dearly departed, but dearly absent Comrade Cody, I am Sweet Lou Hennessy. Thank you so much for listening to the Twins Off Daily podcast. And here's to another fun year of episodes with you all. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good week and stay sweet.